All right, so we told you guys that we were gonna do a rapid fire, right?
Yes.
So we had some questions that were submitted, and so rapid fire, we're gonna ask them, you have to answer them, okay?
Deal.
All right, deal. Okay, so Dani, do you wanna start or should I?
I'll start because these questions were submitted by some of our faithful listeners.
Very faithful.
And I just think that your perspective, as I like to say, is unique.
Yes.
So I just want to get your opinion. Or they want to get your opinion. I'm also very interested.
Yes.
So Amanda asks, my boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years and I feel he's dragging his feet when it comes to getting married.
Right.
We already live together and have 2 children. How can I get him to propose?
Fear or love?
Fear or love?
Fear or love?
Are you telling us to pick one?
Yes, we have to use one of those tactics.
Oh, fear or love is what
you have to really turn up the heat on.
So fear that he'll lose you, or he loves you so much that he'll take the next step?
Or no, fear that he loses you, yes, but maybe love him into a proposal.
Oh, okay. I like that. That sounds like.
But what if she already feels like she's doing that?
Obviously,
I'm
she's
assuming
not.
she already.
Yeah.
She must feel like she's already doing that in some sense. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and maybe he's even a little fearful in some sense. But in order for drastic change, which it sounds like she needs to take a drastic measure. So, in short, just turn up the fear or turn up the love.
Makes sense.
That's honest.
I like that.
So she might have to give him an ultimatum.
Might have to, or might just have to love him harder.
But do ultimatums, and this is actually one of the questions that we have, do ultimatums actually work for men? Do they actually work?
They work if the fear of what's lost is greater than the pleasure of what is or what could be.
Okay.
You know, if your job says, hey, we're going to shift your hours from morning shift to afternoon shift.
Yeah.
This is really an ultimatum, but it's not you're not bent on it. So what are you going to do? Do I like my job enough to shift? Or?
Yeah. That's a real thing. That's a very real thing. Okay.
Melissa asks, I feel like my fuckboy radar is broken.
Yes.
Pretty much every man I've been with has cheated on me. Is it me at this point? That's a very introspective question.
Real quick, let's break it down into 2 parts.
Okay.
First of all, your fuckboy radar might not be broken. It just needs a software update. So you just make sure make sure you recalibrate that every so often. 2 is never turn other people's failures or missteps into your own personal attack on your own character, because what they eat does not make you shit. So never internalize that.
Yeah.
You know, you can all relate, right? Like, just because somebody else isn't solid or isn't loyal or isn't just the best version of themselves, that's not a direct attack on your own personal character. That's more interpersonal with them. So don't ever put those 2 together.
Yeah.
Your own self-worth, your own self-esteem, and the actions of humans, because humans are flawed.
Okay.
Take notes, sis. That was real good.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Okay.
Rapid fire. We're keeping it going. Tika asks, I've been single for 5+ years and I'm ready for something serious. What advice do you have for me to attract the right man?
Damn, so much for rapid fire.
Is that loaded? Was that a loaded question?
No. I'm just trying to unpack it so I can give the best possible answer.
Okay.
Well, 1, salute you for being in a situation for 5 years, but don't be microwave about this next part of your journey. Ooh. Just as committed as you were to that 5 years of single, understand that this rapid change and this rapid difference isn't going to happen overnight. So what you need to do is start laying the foundation for that. Most of it's interpersonal. Now, if you've truly been single and not just fucking around, all of the interpersonal work is done. So now you have to be social, be a butterfly. You have to realize there are some women that you're going to be competing with. I don't like to use that word in jest, but there are more seasons with dating. So you're going to have to kind of reintroduce yourself to this dating and putting yourself in the mix. Don't stay in the mix too long, but you gotta put yourself in those positions, in those places.
So be in the streets, but not for the streets.
Yes, in them, but not of them.
Okay.
In, not of.
In, not of.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, last question. Lakeisha asks, my BF is going through a divorce.
What was that? My BF is going through a divorce?
Yes.
Right. How,
Okay, wait.
but he still lives with his ex-wife while they wait for it to be finalized.
My boyfriend.
Oh, I thought she meant my best friend. Okay.
No, she said boyfriend. I want to wait for him, but it feels like I'm wasting my time. Is it worth it?
Oh.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, Lakeisha.
I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Is it worth it?
So I'm sure it's a
is it worth
situation
it?
where he tells her all the things. Oh, it's not working.
Yeah.
She's a psycho bitch. All the things, but they're living together maybe for the sake of children or finances or something like that.
Yeah.
All those things
Yes.
usually play a role.
I'm more nervous about how you can get yourself into the mindset of boyfriend with a person who already has a covenant with God currently, regardless of what the physical state of their marriage is. You want to be careful of bleeding over into, because you might be the 80 to that 20 or the 20 to that 80. I usually like to have people not pursue situations or even end up with situations with people who aren't separated from somebody else, because there's too much bleed over. He might not like you as a partner. He might even need, like there's a certain amount of healing that must be done on this individual.
Yeah.
And if you can't even be patient with the divorce, then how patient are you going to be with his own healing, with trying to come back down from the cloud of marriage into humanity and then into a relationship? So I just want to be mindful of a covenant that's already existing to the point where you're already in a relationship with somebody. And then I guess, how gangster are you? Because if you're gangster enough to be with a man who's still working through a divorce, it's not fair for you to be impatient already, because this is only the beginning.
Listen.
Okay.
Take notes, sis.
Sorry, that wasn't even me, y'all. I just got anointed by God in the name of Jesus.
But I do have one last question, right?
Yes.
And we told y'all this is a mini episode, so it's rapid fire. You saw we got straight into this thing. The last question is actually from me, right? So some men are very, very aggressive, right?
Yes.
Aggressive, like in being physical with you, aggressive in just like how they speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the ways in which women can, because we also have to protect ourselves, what are some of the ways in which women can, I guess, de-escalate a situation?
Well, this is good, especially with all the things happening.
Yeah, with all the things happening, with men getting just, super aggressive. Like, how can we de-escalate the situation once we're already in it? Like, what does that look like? Once a man has gotten super aggressive with you, how do you de-escalate it through our actions? Because the only people we can control ourselves.
Exactly. I think de-escalation, definitely space. I don't know what the specific situation might be, like if you're in the home and it's that sort of thing, but a lot of times there's too much tension in this room that's causing aggression. Aggression, for the most part, is kind of reactionary unless it's your temperament. Now, if it's your temperament, then you kind of got to deal with that, because this is what you signed up for. Now, if it's first date kind of aggression, hopefully we got some ace in the pocket. If it's relationship aggression, we got to take some air out of this balloon. Maybe we need to go take a walk. Maybe we need to smoke a joint. Maybe we need to call your mama. You got to definitely find another resource. That's another thing. Another thing is it takes a village to raise a child, as well as it raises a love. So if I know your mama is the one that could take some air out your balloon, if we solid like that, we need to get her on the phone. You got a little sister that you tight with, you got a twin brother, you got a therapist, somebody, because obviously our interactions themselves don't de-escalate situations anymore. So if we're trying to, anybody but the police, because Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, that part. Unless we absolutely positively need to call them because of life.
Yes, and we pray that it doesn't ever reach that.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen.
All right. Well, this
was dope. I like this mini episode.
Mini mic, give it up for mini mic.
We agreed with you and everything. I don't even have any little
nothing to add. I love it. Wasn't that so dope?
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Just Mike the Poet, for coming through and blessing us with your interesting, unique, different, provocative perspective on things. Yes. I think that our audience, and I know I do, we just gained a lot of really good information. Yeah. He dropped a lot of gems. We dropped a lot of gems.
Yes.
And we hope that you guys really enjoyed this deeper dive.
Yeah.
I know some of our topics are really loaded and really heavy and really multifaceted. So we really wanted to just do a deeper dive into the myths about men so that we can all get a better understanding of each other and work together to heal from these triggers. And misunderstanding definitely is at the base of a lot of our triggers.
Yes.
So we just want to thank you guys for tuning into this, and please give us feedback. Let us know if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more of this, if there are other topics that we covered that you would like us to maybe rehash and do deeper and do little mini episodes like this. I thought this was fun.
I loved it.
So let us know. Stay connected with me at Dani Foster Coaching on Instagram, Dani Foster on Facebook. You can go to the website at Triggered AF Podcast. How can we stay connected with you?
Follow me any and everywhere at Alechia Reese, and you can get all the info you need to know.
And our Instagram is at Triggered AF PC.
Yes. Make sure you're following us. We've got some amazing, amazing guests this season. We cannot wait to get a little more untriggered with all of you guys. So we will see you soon. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Triggered AF. Remember, don't be consumed by your triggers. Confront it and then work to release it. Whether you leave us more triggered than you came or you're feeling like you've been open to a new perspective, our hope is that you've grown. Make sure to share this episode with a friend who's trigger happy and tag us while you're listening. We can't wait to hear from you. Until next week, pull it together, girl.